Sophie Cunningham is everywhere, going crazy in the new day here. You know damn well you wouldn't be all in these commercials face everywhere if you was playing for the Minnesota Lynx. This is fire. This is fire. I like this. They got her name in it, extra spicy. Show in the box score. And some of the things Sophie did don't show in the box score. That energy, that tenacity, the feistiness, that when things hit the fan, she was down and ready to go, ready to fight for Caitlin Clark. We need more of that.
You even played in high school for a game. So what's your thought on tonight's matchup?
Sophie Cunningham is genuinely everywhere right now. New Damian Lillard Adidas commercial, Good Morning America, sneakers all over social media. My take? This isn't hype for hype's sake. This is a legitimate, fast-moving off-season media run for a bench player, and it's worth taking seriously as a business story rather than just a personality one. She's converting attention into actual paid opportunities at a pace most starters in this league never touch, and that's exactly the thread this whole video is going to pull on.
Do I even have to say it? Y'all already know the blonde bomber is everywhere. One of the members of Tres Leches, Indiana Fever's own black belt. Black belt, the only one that's down to squabble up and fight for Caitlin Clark. Sophie Cunningham is everywhere, going crazy in the new Damian Lillard Adidas commercial. I see her with the sneakers everywhere. I see Sophie Cunningham everywhere doing her thing. Good Morning America, Sophie.
And that's the actual thesis here. Stuff like this is exactly why Sophie needs to stay with Caitlin Clark and the Indiana Fever. I don't think that's an exaggeration. Proximity to the 1BA's biggest attention magnet is doing real, measurable work for her market value, and walking away from that spotlight during free agency would be leaving real money on the table, not just missing out on vibes.
Cunningham, things like this are just one of the reasons why you need to make sure you stay with Caitlin Clark and the Indiana Fever. Welcome to Keep the Vision. Make sure you like, comment, subscribe, share the channel, hit that bell notification, hype the video. Let's not play no games. Let's get right into it. Sophie Cunningham.
The jokes about her doing as much off-season work as Clark herself, hosting a BET award, or popping up at an NBA Youngboy concert are obviously bits, but they're pointing at something real. Cunningham's crossover appeal right now goes well past typical WNBA endorsement territory. That's rare air for anyone in this league not named Clark, and it's worth remembering how unusual that actually is before we get to the free agency math.
Has been doing just as much off-season work as Caitlin Clark at this point. She been getting busy this off-season, y'all. Bro, we liable to see Sophie Cunningham hosting a damn BET award. Hey, Sophie Cunningham gonna be at the next NBA Youngboy concert. Yeah, I've been in my bag. I've been showing my.
Here's the blunt version of the argument, and honestly, I don't think it's wrong. You don't get this commercial run playing for the Minnesota Lynx, you don't get it back on the Phoenix Mercury, and you don't get it on the Atlanta Dream. Being next to Caitlin Clark is doing real work for these opportunities, full stop. That's not an insult to Cunningham's talent. It's just how attention economics work in a league where one player still moves the overwhelming majority of the mainstream needle.
Listen, Sophie, let's be real here. You know damn well you wouldn't be all in these commercials face everywhere if you was playing for the Minnesota Lynx. You do know that, right? If you was still on the Phoenix Mercury, you wouldn't be all on TV like this. You do know that, right? You do know if your ass was on the Atlanta Dream somewhere, if you was anywhere not next to Caitlin Clark, all of these opportunities wouldn't be popping up, right?
So when free agency talk comes up, the pitch to Indiana is simple. Pay her, and pay her to stay next to Clark specifically, because that's the engine behind everything from the Adidas ad to the morning show hits. Calling this fire isn't just hype man talk. It's a genuinely sound read on where her market value is actually coming from, and smart front offices should be thinking the exact same way.
Right. I know you're a free agent. You want to get the bag. Indiana Fever is going to pay you handsomely. You need to stay next to Caitlin Clark because the opportunities you are getting, deservedly so, you wouldn't be getting them not next to Caitlin Clark. Come on now. This is fire. This is fire. I like this. I like this. They got her name in it, extra spicy. Nah, Sophie doing her big one.
Sophie Cunningham.
And look at this Lillard sneaker spot. Damian Lillard himself isn't even in the ad. It's literally his shoe with Sophie Cunningham's face on it. That tells you everything about where Adidas thinks the marketing value is right now. My take, that's not a fluke booking. That's a brand actively betting on her personality over a signature athlete's own name recognition, and it's exactly why keeping her in Indiana matters as much off the court as on it.
Sophie Cunningham all over the new Damian Lillard sneaker. Look, Damian Lillard's not even in it. It's just his shoe with Sophie Cunningham's face. Hey, they know what's good for business. Oh, that is fire though. That is fire. And this just goes to show, man, Sophie Cunningham needs to.
Now let's actually talk about the game, because the stats genuinely don't tell the whole story here. Same deal as Lexi Hull, where you can't judge total impact from a box score alone. Loose balls, extending possessions, taking charges, guarding the other team's best scorer. None of that shows up in a stat line, and Cunningham brings a version of that same unteachable value on top of whatever she's doing offensively.
With the Indiana Fever, let's take a look here, man. Now the stats don't tell it all. She's kind of like numbers don't tell it all. Like how Alexi Hall, you can't look at a box score and judge the impact Alexi Hall has on the game because it's 6 Lexi. She's out there, she's everywhere, getting loose balls, keeping plays alive, taking charges.
And offensively, she was genuinely building towards something before the injury hit. 9 points, 3 rebounds, 1 assist, 1 steal on the season. But look at the stretch right before she got hurt. 17, then 8, then 18, 16, 14. That's a real ascending trend, not a fluke game or two, and it's the exact kind of production curve that makes a front office nervous about letting a player like this walk in free agency.
Those things don't show in the box score, and some of the things Sophie did don't show in the box score. That energy, that tenacity, the feistiness, she'll guard. And then before she got hurt, she really started to turn it on the scoring, on the shooting, the threes, and the scoring wave. She really stepped it up on the season. 9 points, 3 rebounds, 1 assist, 1 steal. But if you look at the last few games before she got hurt, I mean, she started the ball out. She started to ball. I mean, this stretch right here, she had 17, then she had 8, then she had 18, 16, 14. Like,
the three-point shooting is really the headline stat, though. Nearly 50% from deep across that stretch, peaking at 80% in one game. That percentage is elite regardless of role, and it's the single most repeatable, valuable skill a bench player can bring to a Clark-led offense that lives and dies by floor spacing. Numbers like that are why just re-sign her isn't just a fan slogan, it's the correct basketball decision.
Bring it together. And really it was the 3-point shooting. She was shooting nearly 50% in all of these games from 3. In this game, she shot 80% from she shot 80% from 3, 50%, 62% from 3, 50% from 3, 50% from 3, 50% from 3. So it's just like the 3-point shooting that she brought to this team is needed. The energy.
And then there's the intangible case. She's the one who was down and ready to go to bat for Clark when things got physical, and this roster genuinely needs more of that edge. Respectfully, Aaliyah Boston isn't built that way, and nobody's expecting Kelsey Mitchell to be either. Every playoff roster needs a couple of players willing to be the bruiser, and losing the one who's already proven she'll do it is a real basketball cost, not just a locker room vibes issue.
Is needed. We know that she's one of the only ones that when things hit the fan, she was down and ready to go, ready to fight for Caitlin Clark. We need more of that. We understand. Look, we love Aaliyah Boston. Aaliyah Boston's soft. Aaliyah Boston ain't gonna bust a grape in a fruit fight. Kelsey Mitchell ain't gonna do nothing. Nobody. We need a couple bruisers, a couple people that's willing to get down with the get down. And I know for a fact Sophie Cunningham is willing to stand on business and get down with the get down. And we can't lose the one person who was willing to scrap. Okay, Lexi Hall stepped.
Now, the be realistic, don't demand a max part is fair front office logic too. You can make the case she's worth keeping without pretending she's worth max contract money. And that's actually the more persuasive argument for both sides to find a deal. Because let's be honest, opportunities like an Adidas ad campaign and a national morning show hit don't happen for most role players, and that leverage cuts both ways in a negotiation.
Happen under any circumstance. Sophie, I know you want to get paid. Be realistic. Not a max. Don't try to demand a max out of us. Now, come on now. Be realistic. You're going to get a good bag, and you are going to continue to get opportunities like this. Do you think this opportunity would have presented itself had you not been next to Caitlin Clark?
For Monday Night Football, and today.
And that Arby/Good Morning America hit says it all. She's talking Chiefs Commanders on Monday Night Football, repping her hometown Kansas City team, riding a viral TikTok trend into an actual sponsorship, running her own podcast, and sponsoring her own girls' basketball camp back in Columbia, Missouri. That's a full, self-built media operation on top of being a rotation piece for a playoff team. And it's exactly the kind of value that doesn't happen for her anywhere else in this league but next to Caitlin Clark.
Basketball season just wrapped, but you're also a huge football fan.
I am.
You even played in high school for a game. So what's your thought on tonight's matchup?
I'm a Chiefs fan through and through, born and raised in Missouri, and so when you have Patrick Mahomes and Travis Kelce on your team, I'm always going to bet on them.
Okay, all right. And we've seen a photo of you in that Arby shirt. It kicked off kind of a revolution, and people online kind of taking over. So tell us about that viral trend.
Yeah, I've had a great partnership with Arby's. I'm a genuine fan. I love the roast beef sandwiches and the curly fries, and I did a little TikTok and they noticed, and then they gave me one of these shirts.